about an experience that I had with a group of beginners in a small town in the south of Spain. Now, I'm sure that my context is going to be very different from your contexts in a lot of different ways. But what I'd like you to think about maybe as we go through is, are there any parallels? Is there anything that strikes a chord that you could take into your teaching context? I'm going to be walking around a bit, excuse me. I've lost my clicker. Okay, so as this is a story, we need to begin at the beginning. And each story has a setting. So my setting is the Active Language School in Cadiz, or Cadiz in Spanish. The school has a policy for adult classes of not using coursebooks at all. And one of the main reasons behind this is a question of mobility for the students to move from one class to another, to work their way up through the levels, which are the structure of the school. So, and it also, of course, helps the teachers with a kind of a rolling enrollment, students moving in, students moving out, and obviously to personalize the materials for the students. So, the characters in my plot are a small group of beginners, many of them over 60, which was an interesting new twist for me. And the plot is that I hadn't taught beginners for a long time, and but it's a level that fascinates me. And I loved the challenge of teaching them without a book. And I thought, okay, so there's no course book, but I'm not going to hammer the photocopier either. I'm going to try and do this as materials light as I possibly can. But this also led to a challenge of how to create a structure for this course. Okay, so just take a second. Have you ever taught beginners? If you're teaching them at the moment, wonderful. You can just step into your classroom. If it was something that was in the past, cast your minds back just a moment, so that we're all more or less in the same place, in a beginner's classroom.